Hey YouTube, what's happening? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Theta. I know some people have been looking at it. You guys, I want to start off by saying I do think this is a good project, and I'm definitely bullish on it long term. But in the short term, what I'm going through here is indicators of bullish indicators, bearish indicators, and right now in the short term, I'm seeing a little bit more bearish indicators, and I do feel like we potentially could have that pullback down to this 0.618 around that 0.105 cent range right down in here. We could look for it, guys. That's 12.5, and then it'd definitely be down here around that 0.618 because that's also coinciding around this 50 moving average as well, which would be a good spot to get a test from. And I feel like we would test that if today, do you see how we're starting to lose this 20-day EMA here in green? So that's a very powerful indicator, and yesterday we closed right on, and today we're actually below it a little bit. So we're going to really have to pay attention to today's close if we're going to get back up above it. If we get back up above it, then we have a shot at trying to come up here and test this 0.382 around 14.5 cents is what I'd look to the upside. But on the downside, I would first look at this 50 to see if we find any support there around that 0.12.5 cents, and then I would definitely look at this spot right here. So that's kind of the box that you'd want to look at. Say you draw a little box here, that's going to be the hot spot to see if we get a bounce off those areas. If we do not get a bounce off those, this is where I'm for sure we would get a bounce, because Theta now is in that short term to intermediate term bullish uptrend, so it's going to want to keep going those higher highs and higher lows. So what you would be looking at here, though, guys, as kind of a last resort, you would want to find support off this 200-day moving average, which would be, you would think, to be very strong support, and also that hundreds trying to cross over top of that and see if we can put in that golden cross. We haven't got there yet. We're going to see if we kiss off them and drop down, or if we're actually going to get that cross. But that would not be a bad area to go long as well. If we got back down to around that almost 8-cent area, would be a good spot. Remember, guys, we've seen a lot of this where we have these nice blast offs and we almost lose, 61 to 78% of the move before we continue to move higher. So you want to pay attention to that type of stuff there. And a lot of the times, guys, if we do get a bounce off this 0.618, a 0.618 will want to run up here to the 0.382, where you also have a lot of overhead resistance. So some traders would let go of that trade there. They'd pick it up at this 0.618, and then they try to ride it up to this 0.382, and then they'd sell because of all this overhead resistance that we have here in terms of all these wicks, profit taking in this very strong bearish candle that came in that almost met this whole candle here. It was almost close to that bearish engulfing candle, but we saw a longer wick on the top. So guys, we're taking profits, and then we just started this fall down. So in terms of the bullishness, I'm bullish long term. In the short term, I'm a little bit more bearish. I feel like there could be more retracement to come. Right now we are just slightly losing that 20 EMA, but we're still fighting with it. So that's in the bullish camp. If we can close up above that today, that'd be a good sign that maybe we'll attempt up a little bit higher. We're up above the 0.5 Fibonacci, so that's this one right here. We want to hold that, guys, and if we see that break, then we're going to be coming down here. I'll promise you that. And then what we'll look for is we're up above all the moving averages, which is a bullish thing. Besides this 20 that we're slightly losing right now, we're up above the 50, we're up above the 100, we're up above the 200. So that's good that we're going to be treating them as support as opposed to having them as overhead resistance like we've seen for so long in the 14-month bear market. We're still trying to work our way out of there. I'm not sure if we're out of it or not yet, guys. We could be entering that accumulation area where we're just kind of accumulating and making smaller moves, or we could be in that, and we could be at the very bottom here, and this could be the start of it all, where we had that short-term trend turn into intermediate-term trend. Now we're trying to turn into a longer-term trend. But on the bearish side, in the short term, what I'm seeing are all these wicks. All these wicks are profit taking, guys. And you can see we couldn't get up above that 0.382. Guys, we're taking all their profits right in there. The candles have been more bearish as well. We've just been moving sideways. In today's candle, we got rejected to the upside. Now we're below that 20 EMA. And also our volume has been tailing down. If you can see that moving average is starting to drop down and the volume's been fading off. So those are the things that I'm looking for with Theta. I'm bullish long term. Short term, I still feel like there could be more of a pullback. I wouldn't be going long right now if I was just trying to trade it. I would definitely wait to see what we do with this area. But that's just me. But Theta's at 13 cents right now, guys. We were as high as 20 cents, but you see that's how that profit taking happens, and that's how you can make more coins, is being able to take advantage of these huge spikes and selling them and then buying them back cheaper. That's the name of the game, guys. So we're down 1.57%. Let's just see if we get a further pullback, or if we're going to try to push up and get through that 0.382. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you like this video. Like, subscribe if you do. Take care, my friends.